For those of you keeping track at home, this is the second time that I've worn this t-shirt. This is MKBHD's t-shirt. And for those of you who don't know, I've mentioned him a few times, but MKBHD is a tech YouTuber / professional ultimate frisbee player who I draw a lot of inspiration from. His story is one that never ceases to amaze me. His first video, which I think he published almost, if not more than 10 years ago on YouTube, was him as basically a young teenager reviewing a product sitting at his mom's kitchen table. And the distance that he has come since then is astounding. But as I mentioned in my first video, that distance that he has traveled and the place where he started has never been a thing that I held against him. Quite the opposite. I looked at it as an incredible inspiration that he was capable of going all of that way. And so this video, for a reason that will become clear soon, is dedicated to MKBHD, where the HD stands for high definition. For those of you who don't know, we've spent the last few months, you and I, living in potato land. The land of 1080p video recorded on a phone that is arguably terrible at recording video. And you would think that I would be itching to leave potato land, to emigrate to somewhere that is a little more crispy and delicious and beautiful. But strangely, I've met this transition with a bit of trepidation. And so I want to talk about that trepidation briefly, although this is going to be probably my shortest video to date. So I wish I could snap my fingers. Fun fact, I can't. But without further ado, here goes nothing. Hopefully you've met me on the other side in no longer the world of potato-y video. Welcome to some buttery smooth, hopefully 4K footage of me doing the thing that I've been doing, recorded on a real grown-up camera. So, woo, we made it. So that seemed pretty painless, right? We've transitioned over, things look better. Hopefully they also sound better, although that may be a work in progress. And so you might be asking yourself, why the trepidation? And I think it goes back to the old adage, a bad craftsman blames their tools. And I want to spin that a little bit because I don't think that what is going on here is necessarily exactly that, but a slight twist on it that I'm going to call a new craftsman finds solace in their lack of tools. And what I mean by that is that as much as I despised filming on my cell phone camera for all of these months, I also found some solace in the idea that there was something to blame for the imperfections of my videos that was outside of me. It wasn't a matter of me using a tool wrong or presenting myself poorly or doing a bad job or messing up the scripts or adding too many flourishes in the editing process or not knowing about smooth cut. All of those impediments were things that I could point to and be like, I'm learning and I'm improving. But the camera was this nice kind of boat anchor, call back to Gilligan's Island and that bad take. But, but the camera was a boat anchor that was kind of holding me back, but that I could always kind of hold up as like a shield to say, hey, this isn't my fault. Like, things are somewhat out of my control. And now, with a professional grade camera capable of doing the things that I need it to do, I no longer have that last refuge to protect me from the reality that there are still so many things that I need to explore and fix. When I first got the camera, I was really slow to start even playing with it, which is very unlike me. I think I've covered it before, but I'm a tech head. I like gadgets. I love new gadgets. And so it was very enigmatic to me that my new camera that I've been so excited about that I even made a video about it before was kind of sitting there unused and unplayed with. And that slow adoption is what inspired the topic that I'm talking about now, because at first I couldn't figure it out, right? At first I was like, uh-oh, am I not as excited about this thing as I thought that I was going to be? And the reality is that that is absolutely not the case. I am incredibly excited, and as I've started to play with the camera, I've been having an amazing time, and it's been taking me back to the good old days. In fact, I shot some footage of me opening the camera, and we might cut to that briefly, just, some of the highlights. Oh, all right. Well, this is going to be a different video. You're super far away. I can't hide the microphone to save my life, so it's just going to be there. And yeah, I got a package today that has big implications for the future of my creating YouTube videos. And so I wanted to kind of open it live and do some first reactions and things like that. So let's get into that. Yeah, I only get one chance at this. It's exciting stuff. Yeah, I'm rather thrilled by what I believe is in this box. It would also be a reasonably funny video if I was just flat out wrong, but we'll see. No, I don't think that I am wrong. I'll set that on the floor over there. Some inflatable bits and bobs, and all I have ever wanted, an F to Z adapter. No, not exactly. This is the main course. Ditch that, but yes, without further ado, we are upping our camera game on this endeavor of mine, and we're gonna be doing it with the Nikon Z6 II. And I did a whole video about my trials and tribulations trying to decide what camera equipment I was gonna get, and at the end of the day, despite my admonishment of letting nostalgia ruin your ruin, no, not ruin, but rule your life, I decided that I was going to stick with Nikon despite the challenges that they have had entering the mirrorless world. And so this is their second generation of mirrorless camera, the Nikon Z6 II. And yeah, I'm gonna crack open this box. Let's see what's on the inside here. There are whole channels devoted to unboxing. So let's see. So we got some paperwork, user manuals. Sweet. Won't bore you with the details of that. This is the main attraction, though. Let's get in there and see. Oh yes. So this is the first thing, and this is such a simple thing, but I am so excited that this camera is USB-C. And yes, this rather hefty USB-C cable is the first bellwether of that. Then next up, looks like we have some mounting hardware. Ooh, exciting. Move this over for the moment. Charger for the batteries. Yes, a strap. Need a strap to replace down the line. We got the actual battery itself, and looks like another adapter for some type of wall charging. Let's crack some of these open. So the battery, there's some interesting facets to the battery that make me particularly excited about it. So this is, let me get the part number right, the ENEL15C. And what is particularly exciting about this is, I think most of you know at this point, I am going to be using this camera both for streaming and for recording these videos. And one of the nice things is Nikon has finally caught up on battery technology to the point where if you provide the camera body
USB-C power, it will be able to maintain and run off of that USB-C power rather than needing to run off battery, which means that I can do a 5-hour stream recording with the camera and not have to worry about it. So that's particularly exciting. So battery, strap, probably won't use. Charger looks very reminiscent of the chargers of yore. I'm not going to complain about that at all. Let me see if I can puzzle out what this is. Yeah, so this is the wall adapter. Oh, interesting. That's actually kind of nice. So they give you an accessory that you can put in directly that will allow you to use this just as like a wall outlet charger right off the bat. So that's nice. I'm not going to crack into those things quite yet. But yeah, and then I think all that remains is kind of the main event, and I will move this box off, I think, for the moment. But yeah, let's. Oh yeah, this is the exciting bit. Feeling a brand new camera. I don't know what to expect. It feels nice. It feels small compared to what I am used to historically. And obviously the EVF is not on because it is not charged. But yeah, I mean, it feels really nice. It feels substantial in the hand. Yeah, so that's about it for the initial unboxing. I'm over the freaking moon. I don't know if it's going to come through in video particularly well, but like, I'm a kid in a candy store and so excited to charge up the batteries, get the body up and running, put some lenses on it, just shoot some random shots around my house. Can't wait. So excited. Oh, feels great in the hand. Just, it feels familiar. And I know that that's not necessarily a good or important thing to kind of like prioritize, but I've used Nikons all my life and this feels like a Nikon and that excites me. So without further ado, back to your regularly scheduled program, whatever that happens to be. And yeah, I'm just going to start playing with my new toy.
Okay, now that we're back from that, as you can see, excited about the camera, but integrating into my workflow proved scary. And I think that is one, because I was changing a formula that was kind of familiar, but two, because if I misuse this tool, it is not the tool's fault, right? The tool is capable of doing amazing things, and if I can't harness it, that is a failing of mine. And as we've discussed many times on this channel, that fear of realization that a fault of something belongs solely to me is one that I have grappled with a great deal in my professional career before this and now in creating YouTube videos. But that being said, now that it is here, now that I am recording on it, I am nothing short of inspired. I am so excited by the tests that I did earlier today and throughout the week before, and I feel like this is going to be a quantum leap in the viewability and ability to enjoy the visuals of what it is that I'm creating. So from that perspective, I'm feeling really energized in this moment. So before we cut this video off, we're going to do a little bit of back and forth. So let's do a few transitions back and forth between old and new. Old and new. And now let's stay on new and never ever go back to old. So short video, like I said, but thank you as always for tuning in. I hope that this video turns out as well as I think that it will, and it looks as good as I hope that it does, fingers crossed. But next week, we'll be back to talking about maybe things more philosophically interesting. But for this week, it was just about taking this leap of faith and transitioning from old, not particularly reliable to new and shiny. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Not a potamus. Ponderous.